court refused to take note of the charge sheet. And now what we have learnt is that the Enforcement Directorate is all set to challenge the special court order after we saw a fresh twist coming in as far as National Herald Case is concerned. Deepankar joining us live right now for more on this. Deepankar, give us more details.
Well, the court has refused to grant a copy of the FIR that was registered by EOW in the National Herald case to the accused person, that is Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and other accused persons in that entire case. But more importantly, the court has also refused to take cognizance of the ED charge sheet that was filed by the investigating agency Enforcement Directorate against the Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and all the other accused in the National Herald case on the ground that there was no predicate offence, that is, there was no FIR to back the ECIR which was registered by the Enforcement Directorate. So the court has now refused to grant a copy of the FIR that the EOW has registered, and has also refused to take cognizance of the ED charge sheet that was filed in the National Herald case, noting that there was no FIR before it, and because there was no FIR, the ECIR could not have gone ahead on a complaint that was filed by a private person. Remember, in this the National Herald case, the private person Subramanian Swamy had registered a complaint on the basis of which ECIR was registered by the Enforcement Directorate, and they went on ahead to conduct an investigation and filed a charge sheet before the Rouse Avenue Court. The court has, however, refused to take that cognizance on that charge sheet that was filed, pointing out that there was no FIR, and without an FIR, ECIR could not have been filed and ED could not have begun an investigation in this entire case.
Thank you, Deepankar, for now, for joining us with your inputs on this story. In fact, we are getting some more breaking inputs as well. After relief from court in the National Herald case, Congress party has issued a statement saying truth has prevailed. Illegality of Modi government stands exposed. Let's go across to my colleague Bhavtosh for more on this. Bhavtosh, now ED in this particular case, all this while had alleged criminal conspiracy. Congress party, on the other hand, kept on saying that this is a politically motivated case. So what do we make of what has happened now?
Well, first, Hina, the Enforcement Directorate has said that they will be appealing against the order of the special court. This can happen in next few days, or it can take at least a fortnight, but obviously they will be appealing against it. In a way, why it is a kind of a setback for the Enforcement Directorate is primarily because of the fact that it took them nearly 2 years to file a charge sheet or a prosecution complaint, and then the attachments that happened in this case, that happened in 2023, it was upheld by the educating authority, and then eviction notice was also sent by them. The predicate office now will be a EOW FIR, then EOW will conduct its own investigation. So there obviously considerable time has been lost in this case. Right. Earlier also, the private complaint or a complaint by the Income Tax Department was not accepted by the higher courts, even by the Supreme Court. This happened in the Chhattisgarh case, as well as when D.K. Shiv Kumar's case came up before the Supreme Court, when the Supreme Court had ruled that if you just add a criminal conspiracy sections in an income tax case, that does not mean that you can file a money laundering case. ED claims that the FIR makes the case much stronger, but the fact remains that it took them nearly 11 years to file this charge sheet, but this charge sheet has not been accepted. ED claims that they will go before the higher courts challenging the trial court order.
Right. Bhavtosh, thank you very much for the moment, for joining us with your inputs. We have Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP joining us on the broadcast as well. In a way, Shehzad, claiming vindication, Congress party is now saying truth has prevailed. Your reaction?
Nobody could be more legally incorrect or illiterate for them to say this. First of all, the Honorable Judge has refused them a copy of the FIR. Secondly, Hina, after 2022, the position in law is that there needs to be a proper predicate offence on the basis of which ED pursues its investigations. So this complaint or this investigation was based on a private complaint which the court had taken cognizance of and directed ED and IT to go ahead and proceed with investigations. But post 2022, since the requirement of law changed, pursuing that in 2025 October, an ED filed a EOW complaint, and that has been taken cognizance of. So that is the basis of the investigation. And in fact, that is the foolproof, bulletproof case. So, in fact, if anything, the Gandhis should be troubled that there was no comments on the merits of the case.
Right.
And now they are trying to spin a narrative around this so-called order.
All right, Shehzad Poonawala, appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now and sharing with us your perspective. We have a reaction coming in from Abhishek Manu Singhvi of the Congress as well. Listen in.
तो ये बड़ी बुरकता की बात है कि यंग इंडियन कंपनी बनाई जो डिविडेंड नहीं दे सकती, गाड़ी घोड़ा नहीं दे सकती, प्रॉफिट नहीं दे सकती, पैसा नहीं दे सकती। वो लोग जो बैठे हैं वहां पर, पहले मोतीलाल वोरा जी, सोनिया जी, खड़गे जी, उनको कोई उससे कुछ एक पैसा नहीं मिल सकता और वो कहते हैं स्थानांतरण हुआ पैसे का, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग। तो इस बात पे कॉग्निजेंस सबसे नीचे वाली छोटी सी चीज होती है। कोर्ट कॉग्निजेंस भी नहीं ले, इसका मतलब है कि तथ्य विहीन केस है। और आपको इससे मालूम पड़ता है कि किस प्रकार से हल्ला शोर मचा के मीडिया में एक बहुत बड़ा एक बवंडर बनाकर ये चीज की जाती है।
So that was the reaction we got from Abhishek Manu Singhvi of the Congress party. Let me go back to my colleagues who continue to be with us at this point in time. Deepankar, now the only point that the Congress party is focusing on right now as far as this entire case is concerned, that the court refused to even take note of ED's prosecution complaint against the Gandhis.
Well, yes, the court refused to take note of the prosecution complaint because it went on to the issue that was a legal issue that was pointed out before the court while the arguments were going on, that how can ED go on ahead and file an ECIR without there being an FIR, a predicate offence in this entire case. So that issue was taken up by the court, and the court very clearly has stated while dictating the order, and I would like to read it out, that the investigative potential of the FIR is qualitatively superior than a complaint. So the court has very clearly pointed out that any investigation that is taking off from an FIR which was registered by the Delhi police or by any other investigating agency which becomes the predicate, the investigation in those are qualitatively superior to those investigations which are taken off from a complaint that is filed by a private person. Taking that into consideration, the court has not gone into the merits of the entire case, which was also the judge had pronounced and very clearly stated that he had not gone into the merits of the entire case and only tackled this entire issue on the basis of the law point that there is no FIR, no predicate offence in this entire case, and the entire case of the Enforcement Directorate was launched on the basis of the summoning order which was pronounced by the magistrate when it took cognizance of the complaint that was registered by Subramaniam Swamy. Taking that into consideration, the court has now refused to take cognizance of the prosecution complaint that was filed by ED. However, it has left it open for ED to conduct further investigation into the entire case and to file any other further documents or any other further submissions if the ED finds anything new in this entire case to the court by the next date of hearing, which is on the 16th of January. But till then, the court has very clearly refused to take cognizance of the charge sheet that has been filed by Enforcement Directorate in this present.
Points you have listed out for our viewers, Deepankar. Request you to please stay on with us. Bhavtosh continues to be with us as well. Let me now go across to my colleague Sagrika, who is joining us live from the newsroom. Sagrika, a lot of reactions there coming in from the Congress party specifically.
And the Congress party on its official handle on social media platform X has released a statement. They're saying that truth has prevailed. They say, and I quote from the statement, the malafide and illegality of the Modi government stands fully exposed. Proceedings of the ED against Congress leadership Srimati Sonia Gandhi ji and Shri Rahul Gandhi ji in the Young Indian case have been found completely illegal and malafide by the Honorable Court. The court has ruled that ED case is without jurisdiction. It has no FIR, without which there is no case. The politically motivated prosecution by the Modi government over the last decade of the principal opposition party stands exposed before the people of India. No case of money laundering, no proceeds of crime, and no movement of property, all baseless charges that have been a part of political witch hunt, propaganda, reputation assassination, and campaign which stands defeated today. The Congress party and our leadership are committed to fighting the truth and for the rights of every Indian. We cannot and will not be ever intimidated because we fight for the truth. Satyamev Jayate. So this is the interpretation of the Congress party when it comes to today's whatever has happened in court. But is this the correct interpretation? Let's, Hina actually explain to our viewers what happened. It's over to you.
Right. Thank Thank you very much, Sagrika. Appreciate you joining us with all of those details. Joining us on the broadcast right now is Mr. Rashid Alvi of the Congress Party. Good morning, Mr. Alvi. Appreciate you speaking with us here on Times Now. Your first reaction to what happened in the court today, court refusing to take note of ED's prosecution complaint against Gandhis in the National Herald case, and the ED has now decided to challenge this.
No, it is shameful on the part of Bharatiya Janata Party. All leaders, including Home Minister, used to blame Gandhi family. All of them are on bail outside. Now they should apologize to Gandhi family. Court has very specifically said there is no case against Gandhi family. There is no.
It really gone into the merits of the case.
Pardon? Yeah, it is all. Still you are supporting Bharatiya Janata Party and their leadership. You are standing on the side of BJP. You are not asking this question from BJP.
So we are no. So let me interject here. Nobody is speaking on the side of any political party. We are only apprising you of what happened in the court. Nobody is denying that certainly it's a relief for the Gandhis. The court has not taken cognizance of the charge sheet, but end of the day, the court has not gone into the merits of the case, or at least that's not known yet.
Court has said there is no FIR. I do not know whether you know little bit legal system or not. If there is no FIR, there is no case. Without FIR, no court can take cognizance. No court can hear any case against anybody. So now Prime Minister and Amit Shah ji both should apologize to Gandhi family.
All right. So the Congress attacking the BJP, saying that this was a malified campaign which was run by the BJP against the Gandhis. But my colleague Dipankar continues to be live with us. He's bringing us all the updates from the court. Dipankar, give us more details. Why did the court not take cognizance of the charge sheet? Was it on technical grounds? Can you give us more details as to what really transpired in the court?
Well, a detailed order is yet to come out from the court. However, the court was very clear while giving out briefs of the order that was pronounced while refusing taking cognizance of the charge sheet that was filed by the Enforcement Directorate. And on that, the court very clearly went on to mention that since there was no FIR, which is a very big law point in this entire case, that there was no FIR, a predicate offence which was registered in this entire case, and ECIR was filed by Enforcement Directorate to go on and file a prosecution complaint and launch an investigation in this entire case. The court very clearly said that when there was no FIR which was registered either by CBI or the other investigating agencies in this entire case, how could the Enforcement Directorate go on ahead and file an ECIR and launch an investigation in this entire case? Taking that into consideration, taking only that point, the legal issue which was raised, whether there has to be a predicate offence which is to be registered in this entire case. Taking that into consideration, the court refused to take cognizance of the charge sheet that was filed by the Enforcement Directorate, but has also left a window open for the Enforcement Directorate to conduct further investigation and to file any further new document or provide any further new submission that is to be given by the Enforcement Directorate before the court. And as we are coming to know that the Enforcement Directorate will be going ahead to challenge this order that was filed by the Rouse Avenue Court Sessions Judge. So we will also have to wait and watch as to what arguments does the Enforcement Directorate bring when it challenges this entire case before the Delhi High Court or the Supreme Court in this entire matter, and how would they justify the filing of the ECIR without an FIR which was pointed out by the Sessions Court over here in the Delhi Rouse Avenue Court.
Right, and what happens next? The ED plans to challenge this order. Bhavtosh, can you give us more details on the same?
Yes, Meenakshi, sources in ED have said that they will be challenging this order before the higher courts, that's High Court, but it is obviously a setback. Remember, the charge sheet of the prosecution complaint in this case was filed in April, and it's only in December, that too in mid of the December, that the court has refused to take the cognizance of the charge sheet, and very dramatic arguments had taken place in the trial court with Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Again, time and again, he had questioned the very fact that why was the private complaint taken as a predicate offence in this case, why there was no FIR filed in this case, and to which the Enforcement Directorate always said that despite Congress appealing against this in the higher courts, no relief was given. One of the points that was further raised by Abhishek Manu Singhvi and other senior advocates in the Rouse Avenue Court, they said that even in the private complaint case, there was no movement that was taking place for 2 to 3 years, to which ED said that the complainant himself was not attending the court hearing. The ED can now appeal in the higher court, or even the EOW can investigate this case. But other aspects of this case, what will happen to the attached property? It was upheld by the educating authority. Will ED again summon Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi? Where will this entire case go from here? Will the EOW again summon, will they again record the statement? Because all these things, if they take place from 2026 onwards, it will obviously take a lot of time, because you are talking about people who are very well connected. They are senior politicians. Will they have time to do so? Will it take another 2 to 3 years? These questions need to be answered both by the Delhi police as well as by the Economic Offences Wing, and that is something that will obviously help Gandhis, because considerable time was taken both by the ED as well as by the Economic Offences Wing, also by the Income Tax Department, which had slapped very heavy fines against Congress party as well as against the Gandhis.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, this has come as a big relief to the Gandhis. There's no doubt about that. And this court order has led to a massive political slugfest. We have multiple reactions coming in. Listen in.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार में जिस तरह से विपक्ष के नेताओं के खिलाफ एजेंसियों का दुरुपयोग हो रहा है, कानून का दुरुपयोग हो रहा है, लगातार भारतीय जनता पार्टी विपक्ष के नेताओं के खिलाफ मुकदमे दर्ज करके एजेंसियों का दुरुपयोग करके उनको बदनाम करने का प्रयास कर रही है। तो अब नेशनल हेराल्ड मामले में जो चार्जशीट है और उस चार्जशीट को देखने के बाद अगर माननीय न्यायालय द्वारा उसका संज्ञान नहीं लिया जा रहा है, तो ये बड़ा मुद्दा भी है, बड़ी बात भी है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी जो लगातार नेशनल हेराल्ड को मुद्दा बनाती रही है, नेशनल हेराल्ड को लेके कांग्रेस को और दूसरे के दल को बदनाम करती रही है।
All right, with that, we'll step into a short commercial break. Our continued focus on the National Herald case, relief to Gandhis, and obviously the political fallout of the same, that's going to continue through the course of the day. As of now, stepping into a short commercial break.